So hey everyone, we're back. So we're continuing to rotate our colour alongs this time. So we come back to Bennett Klein's. You may remember last time we finished off without a lot of the fish's fin done. I've actually done the majority of the rest of that off camera because it's pretty explanatory as to what we're doing. We're basically following the shadows with our Indanthrene Blue, and then just adding our other colours and shadows into that spot. So I thought I would finish that bit off camera. This time we're going to come into do our fish's body, and then I'm thinking may look at doing the pearl or some of the fabric. I've still got to work out the exact colours, and then I've got to decide if with the background if I'm going to add some more colour around there, or if I'm just going to change it to completely black and wipe it out to be completely black. But we'll work it out as we go. So I'm kind of considering similar colour, using the colours that I've got, but possibly if we've got the space, adding a bit of white into it. But I'm going to see if we've got the space to do that. And yes, for some strange reason, I'm in the mood for Christmas carols. Yeah. Yeah, I just love Christmas carols at times. Yeah. So we've got our little cloth thing here, and you notice we've got our a fishy here with our little fishy fin. There's a bit of fish fin here too. So even though it's got a lot of light up there, you'll notice here I left the light spot showing, but here I didn't. So that is one difference that I've done with the fish slightly. I thought I could go and add some of that shadow in there because I thought there would be a bit of shadow because the body's kind of sitting in front, but at the same time I just decided I'd leave it, kind of thing. So I'm just trying to work out where we want to start exactly. So I'm actually going to quickly if I can get my sharpener from under there, sharpen this a bit to do our fine details. And then we want to come in where these fins are with our Indanthrene Blue, and I'm not going to worry too much about doing all the patterns because I kind of want this to be sort of a standout part of the scales if I can. Just see how it goes. We're also adding in scales where it goes. I'm not sure if I will add blended colours in there, whether I'll just leave these ones with the Indanthrene Blue, because of the fact that in some ways I kind of want this to be just part of the shadow of the fins and the scales. I don't necessarily want it to be the main part of the body in some ways, and I'm just adding more scales where it comes to it as well. I am where they're missing. But yeah, I've realised just how much I'm loving doing this and loving getting more regular content up. So I hope you're enjoying it just as much as I am. And I'm loving adding some speed colouring areas to the thing. I'm bringing back previous coloured videos in speed colouring so that there's an option for people who would rather watch the speed colourings, or even if they don't have a lot of time, to be able to, shall we say, watch the speed colouring version till they can actually do the coloured version, or even follow the speed coloured version. So I'm just enjoying it. So let's do another scale there. I'm just having to take a minute with those ones to work out exactly where I want to draw in the new scales, because there are scales kind of missing in spots. Also, as to, you would have noticed, I finished off the Layla Julie piece. I think with our Millimarotta line, I think there'll only be possibly 2 more parts of that, because I'm going to extend parts, future parts, to finish it sometime soon. And so you'll notice we'll be starting to wrap that up. So I'm thinking about new videos for as I wrap things up, but I'm thinking I'm going to finish what we're currently been working on first. So like Medusa and all of those, I think I'm going to see if I can finish those up, and then we're going to come back to, I guess, to some new colour alongs once those have been wrapped up. So yeah, it'll be as we wrap things up. I think I'm just going to keep working on finishing what we're currently doing, but then I will, once all of them are wrapped up, I think I'm going to bring in some new videos. So I've had a request for the Magical Jungle elephant double page as one. Some more Millimarotta, so I'm going to do another Millimarotta piece, I'm thinking. And hello Lils, yes, welcome back to the general rule of thumb when I'm recording. She wants to play. Yeah, did I say we're doing Indanthrene Blue? I think I did. But yeah, so there's definitely at the moment a new Millimarotta piece and Joanna Basford's Magical Jungle Elephant double page spread, because I've had a request for that, and I'm thinking possibly another Layla Julie piece. But yeah, so I'm going to see about what else I add sort of when the time comes, like as we wrap things up more. Like I may start bringing in some of these pieces before we fully finish up everything. So I may start bringing them into our rotation soon, hopefully. But I want to finish up like Serene Orbit and all of those. I've got like Girl with Poems, some of those. I'm pretty much going to work through things as I go. I'll try and incorporate requests, but I do want to start adding in possibly some other pieces or other books that I've got too. So I shall see what we've got at the time as to what I do, kind of thing. So it'll be fun anyway, but I may look at starting to add in some of those pieces soon. I'll see how time sort of goes as to if I can add them in soon. And I'm just outlining a bit around the shadows of that fin there. But I've also had someone request a bit more like the grayscale, so I may try and add in some more grayscale as well, like what I'm doing with Bennett Klein's stuff currently. And we'll just see how it all goes, because I'm loving doing it. But I'm going to just see, like, I'm going to try and incorporate requests, but at the same time I also want to be able to do a few of my own pieces. Like there's one that I'm thinking of bringing back in. You'd notice from really early on I did a bit of a tutorial on a galaxy background. And I'm thinking, because I want to come back and finish that work in progress piece and I haven't done anything more, I'm thinking I might come back and do a more extensive video showing how to do that background, and I sort of had a bit of a request for that as well. How to do a more extensive, I guess, background for that piece, but also just continue that as one of our colour alongs, and we can all bring it along as a fun colour along part, which could be cool. So depending on the piece, I may bring a bit of my work in progress pieces into it, I may not, because it may not work so easily either with some parts. But there's some spots here that are more shadows, and I'm going to actually try and add scales into them, but I'm not sure how well it'll work, kind of thing, because of it being mostly shadow areas. But we can try. But yeah, I just thought I would let you know a bit about possible things that are coming up with the channel, and yeah, we'll see how things go as to how we do them or how we get to them, and yeah, it'll happen eventually anyway, but I just really want to wrap up some of these pieces that we've been working on for quite a while first, and I'm thinking, well, as we wrap things up, that'll give more parts to those other ones that we're currently still trying to finish, so it kind of works out in that aspect because of the fact that, shall we say, as we finish some parts, then that leaves space for new parts, which is, well, not space for new parts, but space for us to have more space to keep working on those parts, and then we can start adding new stuff in once we get down to 1 or 2 left, I'm thinking. But yeah, we'll see how it all goes. It'll all work in somehow. But I'm really loving doing it and doing the review books and everything. It's a lot of fun, and I'm loving it. It's kind of awkward because his grayscale image is so faded out here with Bennett Klein's piece. So I'm kind of finding it a bit tricky to focus on where the scales are going because of how fine and how some of the lines are sort of faded right out. But yeah. I'm not sure if fish have scales so much around their mouths or not, so I'm going to leave that there. But now we want to come in with some of our Indanthrene Blue into this fin, and we want to follow where these shadow areas go. But yeah, either way, I'm loving doing this. It makes me so happy. really does. And I'm really loving having more regular videos coming out as well. It's awesome. And we're just doing like a light sort of shadow area in this section where the fin shows is slightly lighter, but we still want a bit of our bluey shadow there. Yahoo! Okay. Next we're going to come in with our blue violet, and these are Fabercastell Polychromos. And going to bring this over the purples, but we're also going to bring it up a bit if we can with the scales, and we're going to try bringing in a little bit of our light shading areas if we can with this one, but we'll do that after we've gone over the Indanthrene Blue. So there'll be more of this in these bottom, where the bottom shadows are. So I'm actually going to try bringing in a bit of these shadows now in these couple of bottom areas. I love this so much. So I'm actually probably going to, because there's not a lot of space for the 4 colours, I think I'm just going to do the 3 colours in these scale areas. So we'll probably do it in parts, like the darker parts and then the lighter parts. We're just going to shade all these little spots under here with our blue violet as well, and we'll bring our other colours over that as we go. Then anywhere where there's sort of the shadows, we want to bring in this blue violet. Except for these fins, we'll have the 4 colours in the fins. And there's actually a spot I missed with our Indanthrene Blue right here. We're just gonna come up just lightly into some of these little areas up here where you see very light shadows. And same with it around this eye a bit. I'm just gonna bring a little bit of this Indanthrene Blue in around the eye. And I'm going to do the majority of the eye with the black and the white, but just some of this under the main bit around the eyeball I want to do similar colours. A fishy. I do. I forgot the mouth of the fishy too. Don't know, I forgot a lot of bits. Okay, now we want to go back to our blue violet and we want to keep adding in our purple areas where it's sort of darker. And because we've drawn in our scales here, it's going to be hard to sort of distinguish them against the other bit, but hopefully we can make them stand out a bit because this bit's basically shadowed all in greys, so we're hoping we can get it to stand out a bit against those areas. I hope my hair's not getting in it too much. We're just bringing this overall colours as per usual. And around this eye, we may end up going with the 4 colours. We'll just see. Just bring out anywhere there's sort of those darker shadowy areas with this colour. It's our blue violet. And this fin will probably have the 4 colours too, because it's got large enough space to do so. It most likely will. Okay, now okay, I'm just going to do what I can with this last colour in the shadows, and then I'm going to stop for a minute, or I might stop now actually because it's nearly time. So hey everyone, we're back. So you may notice here I've done a little bit of a patch testing whilst I was thinking, and it's helped me to decide what I'm going to do. So what we're going to do first, we're going to come in with our crimson, and first we're going to finish off our dark shadow areas. And I'm trying to leave some little bits of, like, I guess a bit of mixed scale areas, so that's why there's some little purple patches up here as well. And we're just finishing off these these spots with our crimson. So any of our dark shadow areas are the crimson. Finish it off. No, today was too good a day. I'm doing this at night time because it's too good a day today. So I got out and went for a walk with Lily and did some things like that, and I had a really good day. Except it's kind of going hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold still with being start of spring, but it'll settle hopefully, but I'm not really keen on summer months because of the heat. I've also listened to some of my audiobook today, the Discovery of Witches audiobook, and I'm on book 2 now. Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. I was hoping to get 2 videos done tonight, but I'm starting to feel really tired, so I'm thinking may not get 2 done, but just because I'll be quite busy for a bit from later this coming week. So about Thursday this week to Tuesday also next week I'll be quite busy, so I'm trying to get some videos done in advance, and I need 4 real-time colour alongs done in advance. So guess if I don't finish them all today, I'll get them finished, well, a few more finished tomorrow and the next day hopefully. But yeah, things I'm working on anyway. And loving doing it. Fishy around. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. But yeah, I'll keep rotating between all the pieces we've got going anyway, and eventually we'll finish them. I'm sure we will. And we'll get some new ones started as we get more finished. Which will be exciting as well. And we want to bring it in a bit around our eye, our crimson. And covering our blue violet as usual. And we're going to do a black gel pen in that eye when we get to it. So we're going to try and leave space in this fin for all 4 colours. Yeah. Guess it's the lens focusing. At times I hear something tick and think maybe it's the battery finishing up. I'll just have a quick look. No. Okay. Now what we want to do with our crimson is we want to pretty much, I'll try and make sure that we got the whole fish in the frame. We pretty much want to bring our crimson and just follow those shadow areas, but try to leave space for our next colour above it, but try and bring some of the crimson into those areas whilst leaving space, which I'm not doing a very good job of at the minute. Well, not with leaving much space anyway for our lighter shade. I'm really not doing the best job at the minute. Well, I guess it doesn't help when the scale areas are small anyway. And I'm trying to do a little bit of light shades to blend it in easier as well. And I'm going to try and change it to more the bottom as we get higher up here for where our purple comes from, or where our crimson comes from. And we're still trying to make sure that we go over the blue sort of area, because that's kind of going to be where our shadows are, where the scales sort of overlap each other. Now, I'm not doing quite as good a job at this today. I don't feel I am anyway. Maybe I should be fired. Oh. Oh no. Just leaving a little bit of space in there for a little bit of pink, if you can. It's kind of awkward doing these scales in some ways, but we'll get there. Just because we're sort of going all over the place trying to get in those scales, but also cover a bit of the blue because we haven't done the blending thing, because we want those scales to kind of stand out or pop out. So, and some of them also don't have a lot of space to do a little bit of light shades because I'm trying to do a little bit of the light tones with the crimson in order to blend our final colour into this one because it's our lighter colours kind of thing, and I've noticed lighter colours can tend to look a bit like you can kind of see the line if you don't, I guess, have a bit of a blending line between it when it's really dark and then all of a sudden goes light. So I'm trying to manage that a bit by doing a bit of the shading area in there to allow it to be blended easier if I can. Because I don't like, sometimes it can work having it stand out a bit, but other times I want it to be more blended, so, but we do the best we can anyway. So I'm just going to pause it there for a minute and I'll be back with our next colour for our fishy. So hey everyone, we're back. Sorry, that last bit of recording actually messed up, so I had to remove it, but pretty much we're starting in with our light purple pink. I will say do this one scale at a time because I've noticed this paper, because it's so thin, it isn't holding up well at all to our final pencil colour. It's sort of starting to buckle and I can see little areas of sort of where the paper is struggling to hold the colour because it's just so fine and thin with the tooth. So I would recommend doing one scale area at a time because it just doesn't seem to want to hold up with the colour because it is so fine and thin. Probably if you were printing these off on a thicker paper it would work better. But right now on this paper I am noticing it is buckling and bending and folding, and that due to the fact that just the tooth of the paper isn't holding up to what I'm doing. It isn't. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to finish it once we've done our fish here because of the fact that I'm not sure what colours I want to use on the background, so I want to take some time to sit and think about it whilst I go on to other colouring pieces, and we should still have a good half an hour here anyway, but I kind of want to have it sitting where I can see it and think about what colour I might actually want for the background, because right now I'm really not sure. And so I'm kind of thinking, well, like I've done in the past, I'm probably better to sit and think about it for a while rather than rushing in and doing something that I might not like in the end because it's not quite right. So that's probably what I'm going to do once we've done these bits. But yeah, for the fins bits that I finished off camera, basically you're just following the shadows that Bennett Klein has provided with them. Pretty much are. I just decided rather than another video being all fins, I would finish those bits of fins off the camera and we can start on some other areas. And I also thought too, well, you've seen how I do the two of the tail fins, so I figured you'd be able to probably follow that to still do the other bit of the tail fin, and I'll show you shortly exactly how it looks zoomed out once we've finished colouring this last little, I guess, fin next to the fishy's face, next to the better fish's face. And that's our little fishy's body done. And so I'll just zoom out so that you can see how I've done the top feathers. So basically, I've pretty much just followed anywhere that Bennett Klein has had shadows or little creases. It was kind of faint in some spots, but I still followed them and added those lines in because I kind of wanted those flowing patterns and details in the fish. This back fin is a lot more crowded with darker areas because it seems to have a lot more dark spaces to it. So pretty much I would suggest for finishing this top fin, just basically follow the shadows that Bennett Klein has provided and do it that way. Trying to leave areas, of course, for your pinks. So I really hope you've enjoyed this part, and quickly before we go, we better do our little eye of our fish. So we're going to use the black Uniball Signo gel pen, and what we want to do is just pretty much bring that around in this circle area. I'm not going to worry with white because we've already got the white of the paper, but yeah, I'm a bit worried about touching up areas of this fish because of the fact that this paper just really isn't holding up well. So hopefully it won't all rub off before we get it done, because the Polychromos do seem to have a lot more issues with rubbing off compared to Prismacolor, and yet Prismacolor creates all that leady stuff that the Polychromos doesn't. So it's kind of interesting, the differences. But yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you later. Bye!